Hello, my name is Ebenezer. I want to show you how to validate data in Excel with this tutorial. And before me is a sample data I have made as a template for us to use. And we have this table with serial number, first name, last name, sex, income, and date of birth, standing DOB on the table. And what is really data validation? Data validation is just a way for you to validate the input of user into your Excel sheet. And how do I mean? You would have noticed you go to some website, you are trying to fill a form, and in some feed or input feed where they put first name, last name, you have telephone number. You would have noticed sometimes in some field like email, when you try to put phone number, it will tell you you have inserted an invalid email. That is not the correct email. Or in a field where you are to put your name, you are trying to put a phone number, it will complain and tell you that that's not the real thing required of you to put. So we want to learn how we can do the same thing or something similar in Microsoft Excel, and that is why I've prepared this table before us. And as you can see here we have serial number, and you can actually restrict your user just just to put only just to put numbers here and not any other thing. When they try to put text, the program will complain about it. And here a user might mistakenly put something like number. You can let Excel alert them that no, you don't put numbers here, you put strings or letters that comprises your name. Okay, and for sex, you can actually validate this place to in a way that people will have male or sex as a drop down menu. And also here we want to format it so that we have only numbers available there. And here also we want to format it so that we have dates. And how can we do that? The simple way to do it is just to highlight the cell you want to validate and come to data. You come to data tab, and under data tab you come to data tools. Under data tools, we have the icon or command called data validation. Select data validation, and don't forget I am using Excel 2016. So when this loads up, you want to try and make your validation rule. So validation criteria, we say allow, a default is at any value, that is string, date, numbers, anything you put will be allowed. But here now we want to make a rule. So the first thing is we want to say we want whole number. Here we want whole number. We know our serial number will always be no whole number. So if the person try to put uh, any other number, that is any other character that is not a number, the data, the a program will complain about that. And here we want to say, do we want to make a number to be between what number? Do we want to have something between, or want to specify a range of number that the person can put? So we can actually put that. Oh, what I want to do is that I want to say, let me say greater than zero. A serial number will start from one upward. So anything the person will put must be greater than zero. So I still want to come here. What if the person now selects the cell? What do you want to, what link, what int do you want to provide to the person? Just say input, just a title, input integer. Integer is serving as a whole number. So I'll come here now. If the person make a mistake to put a text, what do you want them to see? You just want to say error. This cell must, let me say this is an invalid serial or invalid number. I just say invalid number. So I hit OK. We have make our rule done now. You can see, and this is the hint. It's a input and input integer. Input integer, that's the rules we specified, that's the int we specified under our validation rule. So let me try and put a test here and see what will happen. You can see this is an invalid number. You can see we have successfully validated that place. So let me try and put a number and see what will happen. So we can see that, let me try and put 0. You know, we say it should not be greater than 0, anything we're going to put there. Let me try to put 0 and see. You can see our rule is still valid, specifying that a serial number cannot be uh, less than or equal to 0. What about here? You will still need to validate it. I want to highlight this place together so that we validate the name. What will come into the names columns here. So I will say data validation. I'll just say, I'll come to my setting. I'll say I need test. So I'll say test. Let me just say test, and I can here now I can specify the length of the person's name. Let me say we want to make provision for a name between minimum of 8 characters to 25 in length. That is, the characters in the name must be between 8 and 25. So what if there is an error? You can specify the int. Let me just say name. This should be between 8 to 25 characters. So what if the rule is not fulfilled? This is what will appear to the user when they select the cell. So what if the rule is not fulfilled? We can throw an error. We just say error invalid name, invalid or shorts name. That is, what I mean by short is just that the character is small as to what we required. So let me hit OK, and the rule is just here, and when you select it, you see it here. Let me try to put a name that is just EB, just 3 characters in length, and see what will come back to us. You see invalid or short name. And let me try the same thing here. Let me see. You can see it's just incomplete. So let me try and put a name that is up to 8 characters. You can see that is accepted. So that has been successfully validated too. So let me show you the last example. The last example, under this sex colon, what I want us to see is, I want to restrict the user to a particular option. That is a kind of drop down menu that the user can select between male and female, instead of them typing male or female by themselves. That can lead to an error. You cannot predict the user. They can do and undo. So what if you want to restrict a user to a particular input? So what I will do here is I will have my male and female. I'll put female, the options we want to have there, and male here. And these are the options. It says can be male or female. So I want to validate this place now to contain these 2 options. So what I will do is I'll select everything. I'll come to my validation, data validation, and say data validation. So I'll come to my setting. I'll come to list. So allow a list, and it will be in a drop down menu. In cell drop down, it will drop down. So what is the source of our data that we want to insert into the feed? So I'll come and select this. This will allow me to go and select where the data are. So what I will do is I'll come here and I'll select everything. You can see the range of value has been selected by Excel here. So I can just come back by pressing that and click OK. So let's see what happens here. We can see we now have our male and female as a drop down here. So when you want to provide this option, you can put it in another cell. You can create another cell here and put this option, or you can even export your option from another workbook. That is very possible. Or you can make it to be hidden from the user so that this will not be deleted. You know, this has been linked here. So if you delete this place will become empty. So it is good you keep it or you hide it somewhere the user cannot see. For me now, I can just hide this cell now. I'll highlight this cell, this column, and I will say hide so that it is not seen to the eye and it won't prevent it from being deleted. So that is that we have that's how to validate through, and for the rest we have here you can still try to validate for date, you can validate for integer, or for this income colon now you can validate it to be an integer, a whole number or a decimal that people can enter the type of number you specify. And for year also you can validate it for month so that it's people the kind of number they can enter there will be in date format. I hope you have learned another great lesson here. And don't forget, data validation is very good and it will help you to restrict users input to what you really want. I want you to subscribe to our channel and you can always pass your comment. I look forward to your feedback. Thanks and bye for now.